In 1934, a violent storm swept through Yingkou, China. But it wasn't just the wind and rain that caused a stir. The Shenzhen Times reported something unbelievable. A dragon had fallen from the sky. Locals claimed they saw the body with their own eyes. Long, scaly, and strange. Not long after, the remains disappeared, never to be seen again. Was it a real creature or just a case of mistaken identity? Before we jump into the mystery, we need to talk about something important. What exactly is a Chinese dragon? It's definitely not the fire-breathing monster you might know from Western fairy tales. Instead, it looks more like this. In Chinese culture, dragons are symbols of power, prosperity, and good fortune. In legends, dragons rule rivers, lakes, and seas, commanding wind and rain. The emperor was believed to be a true dragon sent down from heaven, with divine power to rule the human world. Their palaces, robes, and artifacts were covered in dragon designs. People across China built Dragon King temples, held dragon boat races, and performed dragon dances to pray for favorable weather and good harvests. The dragon has appeared in Chinese history for thousands of years. As early as the 16th century BCE, dragons were carved into oracle bones and bronze ritual vessels from the Shang dynasty. According to later historical texts like the Zhuo, during the reign of Kong Jia, a ruler of the Xia dynasty around 2000 BCE, a pair of dragons was said to have appeared. Kong Jia assigned a minister to care for them, who was later given the title Dragon Keeper Marquis. In 193 BCE, two dragons were said to have appeared inside a village well. And in 821 CE, during a thunderstorm, two dragons, one yellow, one white, were seen soaring across the sky. These aren't just myths, they were recorded as serious events in Chinese history. Legend says a dragon has the antlers of a deer, the head of a camel, the scales of a fish, and the claws of an eagle. They're concealed within the clouds and storms, rarely revealing themselves to the human world. So what people saw in 1934, was it really a dragon? On July 28, 1934, the small city of Yingkou, located on China's Liaodong Peninsula, was hit by a violent thunderstorm. The sky turned pitch black and thunder roared overhead. Locals claim they saw a long, twisting figure flying among the storm clouds, something that looked just like the dragon from legend. According to a report in the Shenzhen Times, the storm brought destruction. 3 fishing boats capsized. Factory buildings collapsed, and even a train was blown off the tracks. 9 people were killed. The Shenzhen Times suggested a connection between the dragon sighting and the storm's devastation. Then, on August 8, a fisherman made a shocking discovery in a reed marsh about 6 miles from the mouth of the Lao River. He found a massive skeleton, nearly 33 feet long, with 28 vertebrae, ribs about 2 inches each, and a head crowned with antler-like horns, just like the mythical Chinese dragon. Clear claw marks were still visible along the edge of the pit where the remains were found. The Shenzhen Times sent reporters to investigate. They published a 4-part series about the discovery. The bones were transported to a dockside clearing where thousands of curious onlookers gathered. So many people came to see it. Local train fares actually spiked. Police were dispatched to maintain order, and marine experts from the provincial high school came to examine the remains. Their conclusion? This is a Jiao dragon, possibly died from dehydration. The bones were sent to the school for preservation and study. But not long after, war broke out, and during the chaos, the bones mysteriously disappeared. By the time the Shenzhen Times stopped publishing in 1944, the dragon was never mentioned again. Then, in 2004, Chinese media reported an even more bizarre account. There may have been 2 dragon crashes. The first one allegedly happened in late June or early July of 1934, around 12 miles from the river mouth. After days of heavy rain, the dragon disappeared, only to reappear on August 8 in the reeds. Reporters interviewed surviving eyewitnesses from that summer, and their memories were astonishing. Ms. Xiao Susheng recalled that she was 9 years old when she followed her father to Tianzhuangtai to see the dragon. She claimed it was still alive. Its eyes were large, half open, and reddish, as if it were exhausted. Its gray-white body curled up, tail coiled, and claws visible on its belly. It smelled awful. Locals even built a shelter to shade it from the sun, poured water on it to cool it down, and invited monks to perform rituals to ease its suffering. But after a heavy rain, it vanished. Another witness, Mr. Li Binsheng, was 10 at the time. He remembered the dragon's horns and its body, about 33 feet long, looking nothing like any sea creature he had ever seen. Mr. Ma Guoxiang recalled that his father, Ma Zichen, a highly respected local bone-setting doctor, had seen the skeleton himself. He said that when it was found, some flesh remained, and it looked just like a legendary dragon. In 1939, a 16-year-old boy named Sun Jingren moved to Dalian to work as a housekeeper. His employer's brother was the chairman of the Yingkou Chamber of Commerce. Sun quickly earned the trust of the household. In 1941, when the family was preparing to leave Dalian, the lady of the house gave Sun a farewell gift, a strange piece of which he said was a dragon bone from the famous exhibition in Yingkou years earlier. In 2004, he donated the bones to Yingkou City Archives for expert analysis. Later on, China's official media released a program revealing the results of an investigation into the mystery. Experts concluded that the dragon seen in the old photos was likely a baleen whale, and the dragon bone donated by Mr. Sun Jingren, turns out it was a fossilized horse tooth about 10,000 years old. At first, it seemed like the case was closed. But then people who had been there in 1934 spoke out. They insisted the creature they saw had horns and claws, something no whale could ever have. Just a year later, the same media outlet released a follow-up program, one that completely overturned their previous conclusion that the creature was just a whale. Yet they provided no alternative explanation. The debate online only intensified. With the bones lost and eyewitnesses contradicting the experts, the truth slipped further into the shadows. The deeper people looked, the stranger things got. What exactly didn't add up? Let's take a closer look at the key questions that continue to fuel the debate. 1. Doctors, fishermen, and marine specialists were among the witnesses. Is it really possible they couldn't recognize a whale? 2. Official records said only tendons remain on the bones, but witnesses described the body had scales. And if there really were scales, where did they go? 3. The Xinjiang Times and Yingkou City Chronicles mentioned the skeleton had 28 vertebrae and ribs about 2 inches long. Baleen whales, on the other hand, have 56 vertebrae, and their rib structure doesn't match. Could it really have been a whale? 4. Marine experts from the local high school officially called it a Jiao dragon. On what basis? And why was no further study or documentation ever published? 5. Many witnesses were just 10 years old at the time. Could their memories have been influenced by traditional dragon imagery? 6. Where did Mr. Sun Jingren's bones really come from? Why did his employer have dragon bones in the first place? Were they truly the same ones displayed in 1934? 7. And finally, the question everyone wants answered: where did the bones go? So, what really fell from the sky that summer in 1934? A stranded whale? A dragon? Or something we still don't understand? Whatever it was, the people who saw it, they never forgot. And maybe, just maybe, some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. What's your take on the Yingkou dragon? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Uncle Ray's Stories from the East. I'll see you next time with another strange and forgotten tale from China's past.